What's going on, Cubs fam? We're back for another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. It is Wednesday. We made it halfway through the week, and we got Mon Mothma coming to the holo tables. When I saw this character drop, it really came out of left field for me, even though we've had some Rebels coming to the game lately, or I should say some original trilogy characters, because I guess Jedi Luke isn't a rebel according to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But I was super hyped to see Mon Mothma. This is a character I think has been really missing from the holo tables, and I like also having another character who can summon a unit, and having a lot. This kit just looks really awesome. There's a lot of theory crafting potential here for the most part. I want to talk about a couple things that I think this means, however, and also I'm scratching my head a little bit about this Rebel fighter tag. We are going to talk about all of that and more in this video about the direction of this. I'll give you a quick spoiler. I think this is pointing to maybe a legendary or galactic legend version of Leia. I think a lot of people have been focused on Darth Vader and Luke. I'm actually looking towards Leia, and I'll talk a little bit about why for this. But first, let's talk about this Rebel fighter tag. Now, I don't want to get too negative Nancy about this Rebel fighter tag, because I really like the idea of having some characters, taking them out of obscurity, finding use for characters that we haven't normally been getting a lot of use out of. And this is something that I really feel like Mon Mothma's kit and the Rebel fighter tag in particular is doing by taking a chunk of those rebels out and having them synergize with Mon Mothma in particular, which gives us a couple different teams and also draws a line of these characters can go with CLS. They're going to work great there. This is a new team with Mon Mothma working over here. However, I'm just scratching my head, Cubs fam. The more I think about it, I was a little confused when I recorded the video initially, but now that I've had some time with this to really look at my roster here, see which characters are being included and which characters aren't, I think this may be, without question, the least lore-driven tag we have in the entire game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Let me show you what I mean. I favorited here for you guys to make things easy. I favorited all of my Rebel fighters here, all right? And we're in the Rebel faction, so you can see the Rebel fighters, and then starting with CLS here is where the normal Rebels go. And so you've got all of it. Now, I want you to, at a glance, I'm not going to dig into the stats, although I think we probably could on SWGoH.gg and see a direct correlation. There is something that makes a lot of sense on this Rebel fighter tag, which has absolutely nothing to do with lore and everything to do with the percentage of these characters that are likely to be undergeared in your rosters. And that's where I think I struggle a little bit with this when we have a tag in the game which tags for the game are always meant to be lore driven. Who's a scoundrel? Who's from the movie Rogue One? You know, who's a Sith? Who's Sith Empire? Who's a smuggler? Who's support? You know, that's not as much, but who's a Tusken? You know, these are very simple lore. Either you're First Order or you're not. Rebel fighter. What is a Rebel fighter exactly? Okay, so we've got, you know, a lot of ground crew here, right? You've got Biston, you know, POW, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. These guys, you saw them on the ground. Hoth Rebel Scout, Cara Dune, I guess, Bodhi. So it's just ground fighters, right? But wait, we got pilots. We got Biggs. We got Wedge in their, like, straight up ready to be, you know, jumping into their X-Wing. So it can't be that. So you've got the Hoth Bros. So maybe they're gonna have to bring in Rolo and Cholo, right? But they're not. Rebel Officer Leia Organa and Captain Han Solo aren't there. Why aren't they there? Oh, maybe because they just made everyone farm them for Jedi Luke. So why you don't want to include them, because a lot of people are gearing them up or haven't geared them up yet. Why are you maybe you know, Phoenix should be included there, but no, you're not including Phoenix. You're not including Sabine. You're not, you know, and that one stood out to me a little bit because they highlighted in the dev post that Mon Mothma got a lot of her action in the show Rebels, and so why wouldn't she synergize with the Phoenix squad? They got all the Phoenix squad out of that Rebel tag, and then why not bring in 3PO and Chewbacca. You know, that's one of your new characters. And so, look, again, I don't want to be too negative, Nancy, about this. Chirrut and Baze are there. That's a pair that a lot of people did farm way before relics, though, so pretty comfortably most people won't have them relicked, and so I think they're safe. Notice I don't have a single relic in here, and only 3 of my 15 rebel fighters are even gear 12, and then after that I've got, look, 1 gear 11, 3 gear 11s after that, and then the rest are gear 9 or lower, gear 10 or lower. It seems to me like this was a 100% which are the least geared rebels. Give them a tag and divide them out so that they aren't, you know, they aren't bringing in characters. So that if you want to make use of Mon Mothma, you're going to have to farm up characters that you don't have. Call me a negative Nancy, but that's just I just can't think of any other explanation on why this group is considered the rebel fighters over these. I don't understand why these would not be rebel fighters, but these would be. So again, I'm disappointed in this because the tags have always seemed to stand for some kind of semblance of lore, and this to me has a 100% disregard for lore. You might as well call it the least geared rebels as of July 2020 and call that a tag, because that's what this is, in my opinion. Now, you lore nuts out there, tell me if you're seeing a clear lore division here. You'll notice here also in the developer post here, they completely dodged that question. They didn't address it at all, and I don't think that they have an answer. I'd love to see CG give their explanation on what a rebel fighter is and what a rebel fighter is not. Anyway, I've probably unpacked this too long. What are we building towards? I think it's very notable, my friends, that we have been getting a lot of original trilogy content. And what is this pointing towards? With the addition of Mon Mothma, a light bulb went off in my head that we may be building towards at least a legendary version of Leia Organa. Now, in the game right now, out of everyone that the devs have given love to, Leia from the original trilogy might be the most disrespected central character of the original trilogy. We just got a rework for Darth Vader, giving him tons of respect. We just got a very solid version of Jedi Luke in the game, giving him tons of respect. We just got a new Chewbacca, who's great. Han and Chewie, the original versions of them, are both very solid, along with CLS, who is still getting a ton of use. But what is Leia doing? And the devs seem to be very, very focused on this era. And so, with the addition of Mon Mothma, and especially with this Rebel Fighter tag, this to me seems like more than an opportunity for the devs to limit that synergy to Mon Mothma with certain rebels. And I do think that's a big part of it because they, you know, game balance. Like it's also a game balance tag probably because there's some OP characters like CLS, Chewbacca, Han, maybe that they don't want working with Mon Mothma getting some of those bonuses. And that's the only way they could carve that out. But another side benefit of taking these characters right here and giving them a Rebel Fighter tag is you can use them for a brand new legendary event or Galactic Legend. My money would be on a legendary, not a Galactic Legend, and maybe a legendary that ends up being used for a Galactic Legend later on. Perhaps it would be a Galactic Legend that has both Jedi Luke and the new Leia in there. But I could easily see, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a legendary version of Princess Leia Organa. I'm not sure, maybe an Endor version of Leia that is coming to the game with the Rebel Fighter tag. And so I don't think that we should sleep on this Rebel Fighter thing, my friends. I wouldn't blitz any particular 5 right now. I do think that I'm very interested in Mon Mothma, and I'm going to want to see who the best 4 characters are going with her. And I'm going to kind of subtly keep in the back of my mind that those characters could be coming up and being used on a legendary version of Princess Leia. That is food for thought, but with Mon Mothma coming to the holotables, I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Again, don't mean to be too negative about the Rebel Fighter tag. I just look at it, lore nuts can you know, correct me if there's something I'm not seeing, but I'm looking at this, I'm just like, this isn't even a tag. This is just like, these are the rebels who aren't geared. Let's put them all together. But the kit is awesome. I think Mon Mothma's kit is great. It's definitely something I'm gonna want to use, and it seems to be very oriented towards light side Geonosis territory battles, which is definitely a hole in this game currently. So we got 3v3 Grand Arena today, my friends. Be sure to stop by my Twitch stream. We are going to be streaming that action on over on Twitch, and then once Mon Mothma hits, which I'm assuming is going to be tomorrow, we'll also do some streaming on that. So lots of good Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes stuff coming to you guys today. I hope you guys are getting hyped for all of the stuff coming, especially for Galactic Challenges, which CG, just please give us something on Galactic Legends or on Galactic Challenges. We need more information. Please give us more information as soon as possible. We're starving out here. Anyway, my friends, I hope you guys are having a great day. Like the video if you did enjoy it. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.